Hi all, nice to speak to you this morning. It's a bright, sunny April's day. A little bit chilly, but there we go. Who knows what's going on with this weather at the moment? Like last week, thinking about wrapping up warm. How many layers do we need to go out to meet people in gardens for the first time in quite a while? Snow at very weird moments, and now this today. Beautiful blue sky, warm, and I've even got my shorts on. The advantages of working from home. What is going on? What is going on? Again, this week the restrictions have changed in our nations around the UK and where we are in our country. You know, they've changed again, and we've got to readjust and work out what we can do, i.e., book those haircuts, what we can't do, how we can do things safely, still trying to protect one another, as well as the NHS and those key workers who been doing an amazing job in our country. So there's so much that we have to think about again and kind of adjust. Same for us as a church as we gather again for worship on a Sunday. It looks different. I hope if you've been watching at home, appreciated the new live stream last Sunday. Please let us know any kind of things we can do to improve that as we move that forward. Like the disciples, we don't really know exactly what's going on at the moment. We're trying to have to readjust to what has happened in the past week or so, and for us in our country, what's happened in the last year. The disciples faced a similar challenge. They experienced all that happened on Good Friday, heard the news of the resurrection on Sunday. They'd started to hear of witnesses experiencing Jesus' resurrection and seeing him in flesh and bone. We heard over last week of the story of the disciples of Emmaus. We thought as they walked to Emmaus and kind of the challenge that came for them. We think about someone like Thomas who needed to see the holes in the hands and the feet to grasp the magnitude of what's gone on and to believe that Jesus is alive. And in our own lives, we can feel a bit like them, can't we? We're not quite sure what is going on. For us, as we look back through the stories of Scripture, we have a vantage point that gives us the benefit of seeing the story unfold in the narrative of Scripture. But in that moment, they didn't have that opportunity. They didn't have that awareness. And so they are lost. Hence, some of them are going off to Emmaus. Some of them go home, as I mentioned over the last couple of weeks. What is going on? I'm sure is something that had crossed their mind, trying to work out the words that Jesus had shared with them, the encouragement, the gifts that he had helped instill within them, the truth and of what he had said he would do, what he did do. They're still trying to work all of that out. And again, for us in these moments, even after all this time of living within a life of a pandemic, we're still not quite sure what's going on in every part of our lives. That is a very practical stuff that's going on, but more deeply, the stuff of our heart, the stuff that's going on behind the scenes in our homes, the things where we're still trying to wrestle with maybe anxiety or concern or worry or isolation or loneliness. Or maybe we're just frustrated and we can't wait to get on with whatever mission that God has for us. We're not quite sure what is going on. We're not quite sure what the future holds and how we can kind of get there in faith, confident of knowing what God is going to do in through us and in through our church. Let me encourage you today that it's okay. It's okay to wonder what on earth is going on, because as a human being we're not in control of all things. As a human being, we are restricted by what we can and can't do within our own power and our own limitations. But may we be encouraged today, just as the disciples were encouraged as Jesus speaks to them He meets them right where they are, in the midst of their questions and their worries. He meets with us in the midst of our questions and our worries today. We may not exactly know what's going on, but we can know this, that God is with us, that his peace will be upon us, and wherever we are headed, God goes before us to allow us to get there in confidence, in faith. And so for us, we need to be people of faith, knowing that God has gone before us, trusting him in every step. And although we don't know the answers to all the questions, we know that God is faithful and present and will never let us walk alone in our lives. So may God bless you, whatever your questions are today, no matter how kind of what's going on, how big that question is for you today. May you know that God is with you and that his faithfulness is yours to have, yours to hold, and yours to sustain you in the days and the weeks and the months to come. May God bless you, each one.